Before X-Men Days of Future Past, there were 6 X-Men movies, which is a lot of movies. A ton of happened in them. Here's the that matters. In the first X-Men, we learn about mutants, who are people with inborn superpowers. Most humans hate them. We also meet the 3 most important characters in the franchise. There's Magneto, a Jewish mutant who survived the Holocaust and can move metal with his mind. He thinks humans suck really bad. There's Charles Xavier, who has mental powers, used to be Magneto's buddy, and wants humans and mutants to be best friends. He runs a school for mutants. And there's Wolverine, who has claws, heals really fast, can't remember his past, and seems mean, but is really a total sweetie. Wolverine meets a runaway mutant named Rogue, and they both get recruited into Xavier's leather-clad paramilitary force, the X-Men. Some of the important members are Storm, who controls the weather, Iceman, who freezes stuff and is apparently really attractive, Jean Grey, who can do stuff with her mind and is even more attractive, and Cyclops, aka Scott Summers, who shoots lasers from his eyes and is super angsty and is boinking Jean.
Stay away from my girl.
Magneto has his own team called the Brotherhood. They look stupid. The only important one to remember is Raven Darkholme, aka Mystique, who is a blue-skinned shapeshifter. No one ever points out that she's constantly naked. The Brotherhood kidnap an anti-mutant senator and try to turn a bunch of world leaders into mutants, but the X-Men stop them and send Magneto to jail. Hooray! In X2, X-Men United, a human named Stryker tries to kill all mutants using Xavier's supercomputer, Cerebro. Magneto breaks out of prison and helps the X-Men defeat Stryker. Jean saves everyone, but dies. Oh, and there's this awesome part where a teleporter named Nightcrawler breaks into the White House, but that's not important to the rest of the series. In X-Men The Last Stand, Jean comes back from the dead, but she's super powerful and possessed by an evil force called the Phoenix. Evil Jean kills Xavier and Cyclops and teams up with Magneto. Wolverine kills her and cries like a little baby. Magneto loses his powers. Oh, also, we meet a young mutant named Kitty Pryde who can walk through walls. She'll be important in Days of Future Past. Then there's X-Men Origins Wolverine, where we learn that Wolverine has been alive for more than a century and doesn't age. It also has will.i.am in it and is terrible. It's mostly just Wolverine screaming. Things get really confusing with X-Men First Class, which takes place in 1962. Young sexy Xavier is friends with young sexy Mystique, and they meet young sexy Magneto for the first time. They all create a team of mutants and defeat a bad mutant who wants to start the Cuban Missile Crisis. But Xavier gets crippled, and Magneto commits murder, and they stop being friends. Mystique is angsty and joins up with Magneto. Finally, we have The Wolverine, which takes place in the present day. It's an okay movie, but you can ignore everything that happens in it, except for the last scene, where Wolverine runs into Magneto and Xavier, who are somehow not dead nor depowered. They say they need his help, and on a TV screen, you can see ads for something called Trask. And now you're ready to see Days of Future Past, which promises to use time travel to streamline the whole franchise, but will probably only make things more confusing.